Anderson in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com. Call me Mo. And today I'm going to do one of my old school classic tricks. Take a pair of sunglasses and turn them into everyday clear glasses. Of course, you get the Italian leather RayBan case, your RayBan cleaning cloth, and some of the old school frames come with a little booklet on the icons. It's got the Aviator, the Outdoorsman, the Wayfarer, the Caravan, the Olympian, the Ballerama. There you go, the Clubmaster. That's what you've got. Came around in 1986. Well, I'll let you read about it. Of course, it tells about all the other frames they have throughout their ages. But this is the RayBan 3016 Clubmaster. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping. I'm going to put that on there for you. This is color code 1158, which is the blue tortoise. Again, the RayBan 3016 Clubmaster, color 1158. But this one, now this frame does come in two sizes, the 49 and 51. This color only comes in the 49. So this frame sells for $160. The Clubmasters sell from anywhere between $150 and $180 depending on the color. Most of them come in two sizes. I cannot tell you why this one only comes in one, but RayBan does that on a few of their frames. So let me go ahead and take out the original heavy glass lenses and install some lightweight, unbreakable polycarbonate prescription lenses. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm actually wearing sunglasses myself that I took the dark lenses out of. They had responded to me that they wore these for years and loved them. I'm the same way. I wore RayBan sunglasses for years before I ever needed a prescription. Then when it came time, I decided to take, just because my head knows this frame so well, I took out the dark lenses and installed transitions lenses so they would look like this when I went outside with anti-glare, but they just want the anti-glare on their lenses, and that's fine. So let's begin. I'm going to place you can really see that blue tortoise in there. Great frame, has the black temples. I think it's also available in a green tortoise, if I'm not mistaken, as well as some of the classic colors. Hang on, I need to barcode this number into the computer. You're number 1307. Let's do that. Hit start. A little stylus is going to pop up and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they're prescription or not. Anderson, you know you need prescription. So in just a moment that shape will pop up on the computer. And actually I see some there. It's still stuck on the default setting. Let me make sure this is programmed in there. We'll do this twice just so years from now. Did I hit the button too fast? There we go. Let's do this again. I apologize. But years from now, should you ever need new lenses, I can mail them right to your home. I just have to pull that shape up. I program the actual size that I cut them down to. Any other notes that I need to take, I include that on your record card. So years from now, as I said, I can send you lenses only for this frame. Should you want transitions, should you want polarized sunglass lenses, should you want transitions extra active with a mirror coating, I can send those right to you without having the frame anymore. Once I cut the lenses one time, it's programmed into the computer and I won't need it again. So, just a moment, that shape will pop up on the computer screen again, but this time dog-eared for you. Is that the right term to use? I don't know. It's still early in the day. I need coffee. That's what I do need. We're going to move on to this next screen. Your pupillary distance is 32 for each eye. The computer starts at 32.5, so I only have to tap the minus button one time because it goes down in 0.5 millimeter increments. I do want to raise the optical center up a couple millimeters. I'm going to mark that on there. Again, the notes that I take for every pair of lenses that I cut. Now we're going to come down here to the lensometer. Your prescription reads -1 1/4, -1 1/4 at 155. This one is it, -1 1/4, -1 1/4 at 155. Let's turn this on. First one of the day. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. I've already put ink in it, but let's see if it's going to hold up. Put the power drum on what are we at? -1 1/4. 5 steps of nearsighted correction. -1 1/4. Put it in there so the spherical component comes into view. Check your astigmatism correction. Put 3 dots on your lenses if the ink has not dried yet. Hey, we're good to go. And this is the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right. -1 -150 at 145. -1 -150 at 145. And I'll explain what all those numbers means in a little while. What it means is you need glasses. That's what it means. It means I'm going to make them for you right here, right now. There's a time and place for everything. You know what? I believe this is the time and this is the place. So let me make these for you. Let me make this dot darker too. And that is the left lens. I'll put it over here because I know that's going to get cut off during the edging process. So this is a block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to use these to attach to your lens. This is what's going to hold it in place in the lathe while it's cutting. I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 on the tips of my fingers. The black side is the sticky side. Line that one up, put it on the platform. Do the same thing now for that one. On the back is a silver button. That's going to do its job twice today. That is a magnet. The first time, it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. Of course, I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky, line up that magnet. And the reason why I put those black dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. That is the optical center that's going to sit directly in front of your pupil. Those other 2 dots tells me that it's lined up in there perfectly because of your astigmatism. Your lenses cannot rotate. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing for the left lens. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky, line up that magnet. You have the same pupillary distance for your left eye, 32. So the computer mirrors the right side for the left. If I needed to change it, now would be the time, but I don't need to, so I ain't gonna. Line everything up, hit the button, the arm comes down, places the block onto the left lens. Now this device here is called the Edger. It is an Essilor brand Nexia model Edger. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your own kitchen counter, and you cut your own lenses at home, and you won't need this guy anymore with the 2 thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. Speaking of bad jokes, let's line up this magnet there in the Chuck, and of course by now say it with me, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Did I mention free bad jokes with every pair of glasses sold? Let's wake up the computer. 1307, 1307. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, Hindex plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it won't be seen. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens, which just means it's smooth out the back surface. Should any portion of this lens protrude from the back of the frame and come into contact with the cheek, it will be nice and smooth. I'm going to hit the green button, which is start in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And then the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once, is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, which will be minimal with your prescription in this frame. Now, metal frames plastic frames do a much better job at hiding edge thickness than metal frames just because they're thicker. Now, here's some terminology for you. Yours is known as a combination. It has a plastic top, which is just a plastic piece mounted on with 2 screws, but a metal bottom. Now, the light you see flickering in the background is water to catch the optical sawdust which gets cut off the lens on the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, Hindex plastic, and lenses cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. They are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and flying debris. Speaking of protection, these lenses have 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun there in Myrtle Beach, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. A lot of golf courses down there, a lot of putt-putt courses. My wife likes to go to Myrtle Beach. That's where she went for many years before I met her. I like a little bit quieter beach myself, but there's tons to do in Myrtle Beach. Hang on for 1 second. Sorry about that. My phone rang. It was my wife. She wanted to know when we could go to Myrtle Beach again so she could do shopping, eat at all the restaurants. And, told her, honey, I gotta work. Let me get back to work. Anderson needs her glasses. So that's what we're doing. So water is spraying onto the lens. It does that for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle to wash away any optical debris. It's also getting the safety bevel now applied to the back surface of the lens. In just a moment, I will open this door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. Say it with me. I just have to stare at it for a couple hours and then it will melt. So all that's dried off. Run my thumb around the edge of the lens. I'm going to grab my Phillips screwdriver. I know from experience, a little bit of lefty-loosey. Now here's important. Years from now, should you ever need new lenses, when you undo the screw, you do not have to take it out all the way like I did. Let me get it one little bit of tightening. There we go. That's because these are unbreakable lenses. I always hate dropping screws on the floor, so I make sure it's in there just enough. Tuck it in at the outside edge. Go around gently, pressing down. Did I mention these are unbreakable lenses? And I didn't do it enough because the screw wants to come out. So always keep it where the screw is on top. The nice thing about this one, you can actually see where the screw head closes. The black and the brown are much harder to do. We can take the left lens, flip that over, line up the magnet there in the chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Chuckster, the Chuckaroo, the Chuck, the CC. All right. So again, just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts, the lens goes around, it's being traced the shape of the left lens. And just like before, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which, look at that, you got none. You got none there. How about that? That prescription in a metal frame, that's why I use the thinner, lighter weight, unbreakable, impact resistant lenses. Take the block off, pull the sticker off, dry that off with my hand, put that sticker on top. We're going to come back down here to the lensometer, spin the fine tune knob from 145 back to 155, put it in over that black dot, your pupillary distance, read the power, and I am getting, where's my flashlight? I am getting 1 1/4, 1 tick mark away from 1 going towards 2. That's because you have 5 steps of far-sighted correction. With your glasses off, everything is much too large. That's why there's a minus sign. It will minify the image to the correct size. Once it's the correct size, you have this equal amount of 5 steps of astigmatism correction. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So think of it as the fine-tune knob, and we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 155. A straight line is 0 to 180 with 90 degrees being in the middle. We're going to pass the 90 meridian, stop at about 155 to make everything crisp. You have 2 curves on your eye, a spherical curve, which does magnification or minification, or the cylinder, which is an abbreviation for astigmatism. You have 2 curves, and it's how we line up those curves to make everything crisp. We line it up at the 155 meridian. Let's check the power, and we're ending up at minus 250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. That's because if someone had borrowed $1.25 from you, then they borrowed another $1.25, you would be 250 in the red. That's where we're at. Now, your left eye needs less far-sighted correction, but in 1 more additional step of astigmatism correction, so we're still going to end up at minus 250. We just got there different ways. Now, this last number just tells us the fine-tune knob, where to turn everything to make everything nice and crisp. If your lens were cut off axis and it was rotated, you're not going to see as well, but that's why you have to check every pair to make sure it passes inspection. Now again, the first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. Now this frame, this color, is $160. My house anti-glare is $49.99 for a total of $209.99. So, Crizal brand anti-glares are available should they be needed. My house anti-glare is a very, very good one. Don't think you're losing any quality by going with the less expensive. I have cut those lenses the most and have had wonderful results with them over the years. But Crizal does offer some more high-end features should you want that. Blue light protection, different colors of the anti-glare, smudge resistance. Let me take this out, dry everything off. Run my thumbnail around. Where's your frame? Here it is. Here it is. So again, I have the side I'm working on closest to me. Anderson, if you ever need more lenses. Tiny Phillips head screwdriver that you could get, or I'd say at Sears, but the Sears in my store is closing, but off the internet now. You can get anything on the internet. You know you can get glasses on the internet? What do they think of next? So I'm going to take it, again with keeping my fingers near the screws, go around, pop it in. I still want it to come out all the way, so I'm going to tighten everything back down. Run my fingers around to make sure it's seated in there properly, and it is. I can go ahead and take this block off, dry that off. Again, my hand approved drying method. Throw that back in there, stick that one on top, come down here to the lensometer, put it in over that black dot, turn the fine tune wheel back to 145. I happen to remember what it was because it's only 10 degrees away. -1. Turn the power drum till we get to, look at that, -1. Check your astigmatism correction, 6 steps there. And again, -1, -150. We end up at -250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. Imagine that. Take the lens out. Your pupillary distance in both eyes is 64. Let's turn the card around, place the PD stick against my thumb. When I hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 64 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Move this aside, clean up along the way. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that there's free shipping anywhere in the US, and Myrtle Beach is in the US. But when you get these in the mail, there is a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there is a 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm part of that 80% myself, and I'll show you in just a moment. But so if these are too loose or too tight or crooked, just stop by your local shop and tell them. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. But I'm going to get them in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. And when I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take off my RayBan sunglasses that I took the dark lenses out to install my prescription lenses, I set them on the counter and press down, and they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. All right, let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Flip this over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. That neither temple is askew. So I send out a selfie request. I would love to have your picture on the website, Anderson. I also send out instructions not only on how to care for your frame and your lenses, but for your RayBan cleaning cloth, a premium microfiber cleaning cloth that I provide, and your case. So those will last you forever. So when you get these in the mail and you see the wrinkle in that cloth, you know that it works because you saw me do it. So if you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. You can follow me on Twitter as FreeRxLenses. You can contact me with any questions on the Contact Me button on the website, or email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Or better yet, I ask everyone to leave a question or comment in the comment section below. That way people can read your question, maybe something they never would have thought of themselves, and you can help benefit their knowledge on eyeglasses. So again, Anderson in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, thank you for buying the RayBan 3016 Clubmaster. Color 1158, the blue tortoise and the 49 eye size. And everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.